Okay, so first thing we do is we take a photograph of the central junction box with fuses in it. We got to pull these clips off. There's retainers for the fuses so that we can separate this. Actually, we can separate this from here. Now here are the, okay, so it's an EMR, an electromechanical relay. There's also solid state relays. This is not necessarily a solid state relay. It's actually not, I used necessarily when I shouldn't have. It is not one at all. So here's the relay that we were showing you in the diagnostic process, the center one. A little bit of wiggling, and you'll see why here in a moment. I'm gonna get a view right here. I'm gonna zoom it in, see if I can catch this on here. I'll actually do it here. See if I can get in. All right, so there it is, right there. Right here, you'll see that that is burnt. Might be too much light here. Where'd it go? Right there. Don't worry, I'm going to put this on the microscope and pull it up on the screen so we can see this better. Okay, so as you can see here, we got one leg of this relay that's completely melted. The solder has cracked all the pieces from heat cycling. That leg moves very freely in that hole compared to this guy here, which moves that, does not move at all. That's another relay. This is the relay we're working with. I think that leg goes to it as well. Now on this one, we can see that the solder's cracking as well, and I can open that crack up more by just slightly pressing on that leg of the relay. Hopefully that shows up good on film. So what's going on is this thing is getting overheated from connecting, reconnecting, and we've also got damage was causing our smell. Let me show right relay. Right in there. So let me crank this light up a little bit. You can probably see that better. But as you can see, due to the heat cycling, we got melted plastic on this relay housing here. So that's caused the smell that we smelled. Moving on, we'll get a relay and show y'all what we're using to replace with. All right, so I keep these in stock. These Omrons G8QN-05s. Here's the number on there. And these are the replacements. So those will be the replacement relays that we're going to be using. The numbers do not match, but this should be the same relay. I'm going to verify this and just make sure, but this is what I've been using. All right, so that is the right relay. We can keep working. Just the superseded number. I'm going to turn this light down. I prefer my anti-glare lights when I'm working underneath the microscope. Alright, so as I was saying, I prefer my anti-glare light here. This is an M-scope piece of equipment. You can find them cheaper, but you're not going to find the quality in a different brand. This is if you want to spend any money on this, I wouldn't substitute these. I wouldn't substitute a camera, microscope camera. Screens are also important. 3 things there. Articulating arm is also a very good thing to have for your microscope. Highly recommend it. Don't skimp out on your articulating arm, your camera, or your anti-glare lights. The ring light you can skimp out on. You can skimp out on fume extractors, but I really do recommend you get a high output extractor. Something bigger than this one, actually. This one doesn't suck up as well as I'd like it to, but it does some of it. So that's good enough for me. For right now, I'm used to inhaling these fumes. It's probably what's part of wrong with me. Let's see if I can get these where I want them to be at. So the idea on an anti-glare light is that your light is shooting at an angle and then back out, shooting down at an angle, back out. If you got them pointing straight down, the light goes downwards and right back up into your camera there. You can look up the different parts of microscopes, your ring adapter, all these things. You can look into that. That's time you can use well spent. I'm not going to go over all that stuff, but there's so many aspects of doing this work that you wouldn't believe. I could spend days on this, and I'm not going to do that right now. I have too much other stuff to do that I need to make money on. So we're going to start here. I've got to get me some gloves. I'll be right back. You already got a plan? Oh. Go ahead and get my solder iron warm. So this is going to be low melt solder here. You can buy it in the bigger sticks. I've got multiple sticks of it. I've even got somewhere else. I got some more. Where did it go? Right here. Removal alloy for SMD rework. This is going to make life easy. You can use a solder sucker all day long if you want to and damage the board. But this is going to help you a whole lot on keeping from damaging boards. So we're going to get some flux on all of these. The more the merrier. I went a little light on some of it because I'm just doing I'm just going to add some low melt solder here. Whenever you're working, you want to keep your areas clean. Keep all your stuff that you can knock off into the floor away from you. Especially all the computers. Because we're going to be using hot air. We're going to be digging, grabbing at tools. All the motion stuff. So we're going to be in tune with what we got going on. Even some of these items here probably could have been done at a teardown station. But that's okay. We're just going to be removing this relay. Not too serious, but it would help. So that we don't kick anything and knock it into the third dimension. The ninth dimension, I mean. I'll scoot it up my way a little bit further there. Even this can be right here. So for this right here, I'm going to show you under the camera. I'll throw this here. And what we'll do, if this doesn't take much heat at all, we'll just wipe some off and see how quick that melts. Now I've got that much right there, a little dollop. And I've probably got some stuck through my solder knife. Slightly do, but I'm gonna clean this iron off. Get some water in my sponge. I'm going to put a squirt tip on the end of this bottle. Makes life easier. Some people don't use the wet sponge, some people do. Some people only use the Brillo pad. Brillo is not just for smoking crack, it's also for cleaning your solder knife. Slightly tinned iron. We're not going to need much of this, but I can just take this. I'm going to start by kind of just cutting some off, swiping it up, and now I have that on my iron. There is such a thing as autofocus, but I don't like it. We're going to try to mix this in. Drag it around a few times. Make it a little bit more on this one. Sometimes you got to adjust what you're doing here depending on how things are going. It's not always an exact science on how much you're grabbing. Spot here. Lost. There we go. I'd rather do this. Use a solder sucker most of the time, especially if you're finding that you're struggling with damaging your board, your pads and things. Older boards specifically. I don't really need to do that one so much because that one's already loose, but I do need to get that solder off. I'm not using a microphone to talk to y'all, to record my audio with. Hope y'all enjoying it. If you got any complaints, feel free to bring a microphone and a video camera down and set up and do some producing. Or go suck on a pickle. I don't care. I need a little bit more here probably. Scrape off a little bit more. Too much, but it melts so good. Melts so good and fast that it's hard to control how much I'm cutting. Unless I'm really paying extra attention. So that's a good little glob there. Run it around, run it around, run it around. Run it around, run it around. So I can just sweep that by, and I drag it, give it to him, drag it, give it to him. See how fast that melts? Just a quick sweep. Let's see if I can do the same thing here. Sweep, 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 sweep. Give it to him. Quick melt. Let that harden back up. There it goes. You can see it hardening on the screen. Quick sweep. See how fast that melted? Hardens, meltens, hardens. I know I said meltings at first, but I meant melting, or melted. Melted. Hardened. Melted. Hardened. You get time to work here. That's giving you time to work it. I'm gonna hit this final one here. I think I've hit all of them. Trying to show y'all what I'm doing. Gets me a little bit lost in my process. Let's give this guy a little bit. Cool. Now that's done. You can get an arm for these guys. I don't know where it's at right this second. I'm just gonna cut this on and suck any fumes through. Next thing I'll do is I set up my arm. I went and found that. Loosen him up. This thing moves all over the place for you. You can do whatever you want. Put him anywhere you would like. And then once we get in position, we turn this lever right here. And now you have an arm that's holding your hot air gun. You don't have to do it. Just be careful. I like to move this around a little bit underneath the heat. I'll set it up so you can see. Are you learning anything over here, Mike? Let's get this down. That's being held. I gotta make sure I didn't lock my button in place. Lose my button. I did a little bit. So let's readjust this. And I'll tighten this back down and hold it in place. I'll cut my rework station on. This is an Atten station. I love it. I used to use a real cheap one, but I outgrew that. So we're going to cut this on here. Shouldn't need too much. Let's see what we got it set to. I'm going to go to 400C. You can do the math yourself. This thing does not show. I don't believe I can change the temperature to Fahrenheit. Anyway, we're going to just let this warm up a little bit here. Probably stand to get that closer. I'm going to actually get it away from my. That's not anything here right there. And I'll pull this out here. You're not going to see it on the camera too good because I pull it out from away from the camera slightly. Move this around. See what it looks like under there. It looks wet. Kind of does on the lower ones. We'll get some more heat. I'm kind of aiming the center of all 5 legs right now. It shouldn't take too long. Get some direct hits. Move it around, get some direct hits. Not ready yet. I can also touch it with my solder gun. Definitely not ready yet. Back down about 40%. A little closer. See it moving, and it's out, just like that. We can get our hot air machine turned off and up out the way. Just going to do a cool down cycle. And now we got to clean all this low melt solder off. Need a wider lens for this, to be honest. Actually, I got a problem. I forgot I was zoomed in on it. I can see everything pretty good. I'm going to dial my ring light off. I run it down on me, not off. We're going to get some solder wick. Started upgrading my solder wick game, and I do agree when people say this is the best stuff. I did have a piece already cut, but anyway, I got it over here on a roll. I'm not going to separate it, but this is good wick. Get a decent length of it, so I got plenty to work with. I ain't got to worry about it. Take some tweezers, grab it comfortably. You're going to want to flux the heck out of this. It's going to help with solder wicking. If y'all don't know how to do solder wicking, that's the key. That's the ticket. I even add some here. The more the merrier. I think I've already added a little bit to this side, but I'm going to put some more. Just because I got the money to buy more. But you got numerous tubes in here. Already ready to go someplace. Anyway, I'll find them later. So now that we have the melted relay out, replace it with this good one. Let's get this low melt solder out of the way. So we're not worried about this melting while it's in the vehicle, right? We're going to use regular solder to keep this thing in place. You do not want to solder a component back in with low melt solder. So now we're going to clean this up. Got a nice clean hole there. Let's do it again. Nice clean hole there. Let's do it again. Nice clean hole there. Let's do it again. There's plenty of room in this solder wick that we can keep on trying to pull with it, and absorb that solder right into here. Let's do it again. Until it stops. We can even make that pull come up higher, lift up off of it with our heat, and that'll kind of go towards the heat. Let's see if I can pull this out without just getting a new section. Probably ain't gonna let me. I'm getting saturated here with solder. Probably get to come back this way. Let's just do it here. I think it is there. You can tell if that's paste, flux, or solder. I'll just get a new section. Clean. Clean. Just come back over it. Do some touch up. Clean, clean, clean. You won't stay in one place too long. Flip it over, let's examine the back side of it, make sure all the holes are clean. And they are. Now a little dirty. All that is now on there. We have no longer, we don't need to worry about that anymore. Move back to installing. Good tweezers. These are mechanic tweezers. Buy hundreds of cheap ones, or you can get some good ones. 5 prongs will match up. I'm not sure, that hole might not be clear on the back side. Let me double check. Can't really tell, it might be dirty, it might be flux. I'll just push, see if I can actually get this into the hole. No more. Oh yeah, that's clear. So we're good. So now I'm going to flip this over. Hold it in place while I lay it back down. Everything should have sit up the same height. When my glove don't grab it. And now we have everything sitting there. And you can see here, those are the legs of the new relay. Right there. Ready to be soldered into place. My friend Joey, he turned me on to this stuff here, Delta. NC wire solder dispenser pack. Pretty sure this has a high content of silver in it. I'll have to verify that. I could be wrong. NC core, I think that is silver. Anyway, let me get some of that. Let's get started on soldering this back together. Might need to get 2 of this in. This should cover this job. Get some flux in here. Let's get our micro solder. I use the big one to desolder with. I use the little one to solder everything back together with most of the time. Micro solder iron here. Let's see the difference. Both of these are hot right now, but the tips on them, it's a big, huge difference, isn't it? This heats up super fast. This has a ceramic core in it that heats up slower, so it all has its place. There's reasons for that. You can check into why this one is like this and why that one's like that, and what the different uses are better for. It's hot. I'm actually tend my and that's plenty of solder on that. Plenty of solder there. Give a little bit more of that. After it hardened, it looked like it's less than I thought it was. Let's go here. This is a bit of a larger hole. Take a little bit more solder. That looks better than that one. But my light could be messing with me. I'll double check that one. We can feed solder in there if you want. I mean, that's another good way to do it. Looks pretty good. I'm going to add more here maybe. Or is my eyes messing with me? Boom. That's done. Now we check to see it if it's real. We check to see if it's real. So we got silver, right? That's why I like to do this. I wish I had one of them tools like that dude on the Facebook Reels has, where he puts it up to it and it beeps on his fake jewelry and he calls it real. But I don't have that. I just got this. So what we'll do is wiggle our solder joints. Good. Real. 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 Solid. Everything's solid. We're not moving. The legs of the relay aren't moving. That's in there nicely. Make sure everything looks flat. It is not quite flat enough, so I need to. I could leave it like that. there's gaps on that side compared to this side. So, being a perfectionist, I could see that this relay is not sitting flat. It's actually sitting out on one side, so it didn't get pushed in as far. I'm going to fix that real quick. If I get paid to do something, I want to do it right. I want to do it well. Some places are about good enough. And you want to go through life being good enough, that's up to you. Find something like a quarter or a nickel or something. Should do it. It's going to be hard to push this down. I should have worried about this being flat prior, because now I have 5 points of contact that I need to worry about. Which end is the highest? That's that. So I can do this pretty easily actually. Just gotta make sure my quarter's in the right spot. The right relay it is. There we go. Now it's back in place. Felt it go in. I'll warm up all the other three. That solidify, it should be solid by now. And then we got another step to do. You want to be good enough, or you want to do it right? Hit it with some 99% alcohol, whatever this is. Hell, I can't remember. Got a bottle of it right here. I bought 4 bottles of this. 99.9%. Get you some. But remember it's highly flammable. Okay, so I used to have some Q-tips around here somewhere. Jar was here. There we are. I like to brush it, loosen it all up first. Tell which one I was working on. I think it was this one. It's so nice and clean. It actually looks better than the original solder joints to me. Better than factory. Clean, clean, clean. Clean, clean, clean. I see a hardened puddle of flux there. Unless that's a conformal coating. Alright, let's dry it up, swipe it up, suck up as much of that flux as possible. The rest will be alcohol, mostly alcohol, and you can let that dry up. You can dry it up with hot air. By the time we get it back in the car, it'll all be gone. Managed to run down the board when I was moving it all around. Check under here one more time. Seen that little piece of flux there. Drying up right there. It don't have to be 100% perfect. This flux is made for not leaving it on there. I don't like to leave it on there just to reduce my chances of any corrosion. And it makes you look more professional by getting it off. Somebody opens this back up one day and sees all that, and then you got a sticker on there saying rebuilt by your facility. You're gonna look like a damn idiot. Some people don't care. Some places don't care about that. I've seen rebuilders that got it wrong, and I've actually had it come here from other customers that have done online ordering or a mail in somewhere, and it looked like shit. That's okay, I guess, but not for me. If you want to be good enough, that's up to you. If you want to do it right, and charge for doing it right, then do it right. That's all I got to say. Alright, so that's completed. Hope y'all learned something today. Everything's square and even now. Looks good. Next step will be putting this in the vehicle, putting it back together, putting it in the vehicle, and seeing if we have fixed the issue. So we're going to have Mike put this back together for me, and we'll see what we got. That's that.
Which takes a little while. The estimate is about $2,515.
Fuck you! No! Leave my car alone. Just leave it alone.